I'm finding my vibe in this magical place, in frequency fluidity.
Well, hello there, and welcome to Frequency Fluidity with Jessie. Hey, that's me. So today we're going to do something a little bit different because I told you guys I don't want to put myself in a box. I want to keep trying new things. And normally on Fridays, I would do a questions with kiddos, but today I need to do something. If you are neurodivergent and you've ever had a hyperfixation, I have a song that has been a hyperfixation for about the last 6 weeks, and I got to get it out of my head. And the only way that I can get it out of my head, I feel like, is to do a video about it. And then hopefully I can get it out of my head. So let me tell you a little bit about me if you're new here. My name is Jessie. I am 51. So I'm not typically the audience who might be listening to this music, but I am open-minded. And it came across my feed and I was hooked. And the language and how smart it is and the music, and it just became the thing that I had to listen to over and over again, that I had to share with people. I shared it with my mom, who's like almost 70. I shared it with my sons, my husband, and not everybody had the it didn't have the impact on the people in my life that it had on me. But I know that there are people out there that it absolutely has the same impact on. So I'm an educator. I've been in education for about 19 years. I have mental health struggles, as well as I've been in therapy for about 10 years, done a lot of self-education. I love language and literature and the poetry and the magic of the words in this music. I had to do this. I had to get it out. So when people are in the car with me, there's like three different things that happen. So first of all, my playlist is chaos. It's 50 years of different types of music. And and I'm quick to skip a song. So if it doesn't hit my frequency right, I keep going. And so, and then sometimes the song that I have a frequency with, not everybody does. But when I'm on a hyperfixation, I will listen to the song ad nauseum. And, the people around me are like, oh, I did it with Hamilton when it first came out. Like, I watched it over and over and over again. I loved it. So anyway, all that to say that I think that this is a song for a generation. Songs about mental health and addiction and things that we struggle with as human beings have been written always, right? But the updated language in this, and I feel like the accessibility that it will have, especially with our young people, I feel like it's really going to hit them in a way that maybe something else might not hit them. Like when I listen to it, I think of, Pink Floyd and Comfortably Numb, and the feeling, that song evokes. And this song evokes this feeling of like chaos and disorder and not fitting in the box. So I'm going to try to play like a section and then talk about it. But I also want you to know that normally when I watch a reaction video, which is something I've started doing recently, it's the first time that they've heard this song. But I am neurospicy. And so you will hear me sing along with it because I absolutely do know this song. And it's really hard for me when I know a song to not sing it. So, okay. You ready? And also just FYI, I was so obsessed with this song that I was recording on my phone before this, but I couldn't figure out how to do a recording with something I wanted to react to. And so I bought a computer. That's how much I was hyperfixated on this song. So thank you, Ren and Chris Webby, and everybody who was involved in the production of this song and the album. I've been listening to a lot of Ren recently, and I just am blown away by his lyrical ability, his guitar playing ability, all of the abilities. Like, he's such a beautiful poetic spirit. Okay, all right. So now we are going to listen to Neurodivergent by Inpatient. By the way, fucking love that. Oh, warning, there's going to be language. We're going to be talking about things like addiction and mental health and, drugs, mental health drugs and things like that. So if that's not something you're into, I get it. But I feel like there are so many important conversations to be had from this, and the visuals that go along with it are so important. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop talking now. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So already it's set in a classroom. Many of our neurodivergent kiddos really struggle in the classroom. I've been an educator, like I said, for 19 years. And so I've had children with, ADHD, ADD, bipolar. I've had kiddos who are in the foster care system, dyslexia, dysgraphia, IEPs, children who are going through medical conditions. So I've seen a wide variety of different kids. And the classroom, often the rigidness of the classroom is the hardest place for them to conform, to be not themselves. So I love that it's in a classroom. The second thing, my thoughts are burning like they're napalm, like that word, and you can like visualize it, and the fizzing hot liquid death that goes on sometimes inside of your brain when you're neurospicy. I think I need to get away from this noise. I hate the places that I came from. Destroy, I'm born a message from the preacher. So I hate the noises. Is talking about overstimulation. Many of our kiddos are overstimulated. The feel of a tag, or a certain material they have sensory issues, right? Overstimulation. I've had kiddos who've had to wear noise canceling headphones. My own son and my own granddaughter wear noise canceling headphones at certain times because of the overstimulation that can occur. Burn the message from the preacher. So to me, it may or may not be talking about organized religion. And again, this isn't like my interpretation, my thoughts, right? When somebody puts artists out into the world, it's interpreted differently by different people. But when I hear burn the message from the preacher, I feel like it's not just talking about like organized religion, but it could also be talking about like authority in all, right? Like teachers, parents, anything that tries to control, right? So when I hear that, that's kind of what comes to mind. Subliminal, out of speaker, I never paid attention either. There's something strange about my demeanor. By the way, I fucking love the jazz hands. Don't feel pity for this sick boy. I've been sitting pretty with prescriptions, flipping stimulants and edibles. It's medicines, cerebral, repairable, tweaking the
biochemical peak and I feel incredible. But wait a second, need dopamine. My focus goes to...
Okay, so I'm going to stop there, and what a lovely stop shot that is. Flipping stimulants and edibles of medicine, cerebellum repairable, tweaking the biochemical peak, and I feel incredible. Okay, so for me, this is when I'm having a great mental health day. My meds are working correctly. My synapses are firing. I'm not feeling brain fog and fatigue from my Hashimoto's. And those days, I feel like Jessie 2.0. That's what I call myself when I'm like peaking. I feel incredible, right? But wait a second, you need dopamine. So for a lot of times when you're on stimulants and then it starts to come down, you need a dopamine hit, right? And so you start to feel that crash. Okay. And also I fucking love that flip right there. So I'm going to go back and listen to it again.
Prescriptions, flipping stimulants and edibles. It's medicine, cerebellum repairable, tweaking the biochemical peak and I feel incredible. But wait a second, need dopamine. My focus goes to more smoke machine. Precursor birth from L-tyrosine. And my racetrack doors very psychedelic. Deciphering maybes I might have been. The spiraling Fibonacci, Vicodin. The piloting Kawasaki ninja thing. I bring to a big talk, to a big begin and I go.
Okay. But wait a second, need dopamine. My focus goes the world smoke machine, precursor birth from L-tyrosine, and my racetrack thoughts recycling. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. So my focus goes the world smoke machine. Like, again, like I think of brain fog when I think of a smoke machine, because for me, that's one of the big things that I deal with, but it hits differently for different people. Precursor birth from L-tyrosine, which is a precursor for dopamine, epinephrine, and norepinephrine, which also helps with stress management, your thyroid, which I have a thyroid disorder. So this like really fits. And then my racetrack thoughts, race cycling. So it's crazy because when I always thought of my racetracks, I think of them as like a tornado, right? But I can definitely see the racetrack thoughts, race cycling, that fucking endless loop that goes on and on. Deciphering maybes and might have beens. This is a huge, like I should have done this. What if I had done that? What if I, like trying to think all the scenarios out in your head. A spiraling Fibonacci, Vicodin. I pilot in Kawasaki ninja thing. I bring torque, big, talk big, begin. So, I don't know if you know anybody who's neurodivergent, but sometimes they do talk big, right? And to me, that's kind of like that defense mechanism that some of our kiddos come up with because they'd rather be that kid in the classroom than really show vulnerability and receive help for a problem that they might really, really need help with. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if I'm saying that the right way, but okay, let's keep going.
Ninja thing, I bring to a big talk, to a big begin and I go, off grid status quo, car twisted, the road, top lip split, explode, minister, don't fit. What makes a person neurodivergent? Sick for certain.
Neurodivergent.
They told me I was broken, nothing but a defect in my head. Said that I was hopeless, just a fucking reject hanging on by a thread. But after all the pills that they got me, it turned me to a zombie. So welcome to the dawn of the dead. In the handicap spot, just to see that doctor. And this is what he said. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there. Let's talk about that verse. So this verse is for my neurospices, for my nerdy unicorns, for my odd ducks, for my llama mamas, for all my people, right? They told me I was broken, nothing but a defect in my head. said that I was hopeless, kill, just a fucking reject hanging on by a thread. But after all the pills that they got me, it turned me to a zombie. So welcome to the dawn of the dead. So I want to talk about a couple of things here. First of all, this verse is killer. A lot of our people are told that they're broken. So I want to talk a little bit about my dad. My dad is schizophrenic and bipolar. And when I hear that refrain, kill, I think of my dad because he had a fixed delusion, and one day he shot two people, and he was found incompetent to stand trial, and he was put into a mental institution, and he was introduced to lithium, and he hated it. I was thinking the other day about, like, I've worked so hard on finding my peace, and I've begun to think about my father, and like, what did he do to find peace? And the only two things that I can recall where he was, calm and peaceful were when he was playing his guitar and singing, or when he was out in nature. And other than that, he was a very chaotic, unpredictable individual. But he didn't like the lithium. He didn't like how it zombified him. The problem with that is that when you shoot two people, you kind of lose your right to say, hey, I don't like how this medicine makes me feel, right? So when they tried to do sort of like a weekend release, or like trying to reintegrate him slowly back into society, he wouldn't take his meds when he wasn't being supervised. And so, that continued to lead to a longer stay. But I think about him, and this happened in the early 90s, and how far we've come in our understanding and our medications. But okay, so now let me talk about in the classroom. So I teach third grade. The majority of my years that I've taught have been in third grade. And this is often, very rarely, children are diagnosed before this age, unless it's an extremely severe case. Generally, they're not diagnosed with something until second or third grade. And as such, we've often had parents who have made a decision in the school year to try medication. And my partner and I were always very vigilant and communicative with the parents about how it affected their child, because our goal is never to zombie a child out. It's for them to allow their brain enough of a slowdown to be able to comprehend and focus. And so I will say that I've personally seen children zombied out. I've personally had people in my life who have chosen not to go with medication. Then they've tried medication, zombied their kid out, and then decided not to do it again. You know what I'm saying? So it's a personal decision, but it is something that you have to take into account, because I'm on two different mood stabilizers, and they work very well together, and I have not had the zombied out effect, but that can happen with prescription drugs as well. Okay, so anyway, the other thing that comes to mind is my husband. My husband is ADHD, and but he went through cognitive behavioral therapy before we met. And so I remember that when we were first dating, I would ask him a question, and there would be like a 10-second delay before he answered. I called him 10-second delay, because I'm asking you a question and it would take him like 10 seconds to like formulate an answer. And it drove me insane, because I'm very, off the cuff. I very rarely filter myself. I try to use my words effectively, but also I try not to censor myself too much. I kind of just am a stream of consciousness type person, and he is not, because he had trained himself to pause before he responded. So I didn't understand it at first, and it used to drive me insane because I thought he wasn't listening, but it wasn't that he wasn't listening, it was that he was processing. And as I've gone through my healing journey, I feel like that's something that I've gotten better at, pausing a little bit before I respond. A little bit, just a little bit before I respond. Okay. Oh, the last point I want to make here is that most of the individuals that I've just discussed are men. And I think that there is a real lack of mental health awareness for our men who struggle with things as well. And I really appreciate that there are artists like this showing this kind of vulnerability, this kind of insight into what may be going on in some of our kids and some of our adults as well. All of our neurospices. Okay. So let me back up just a smidge.
Spot just to see that doctor, and this is what he said. Yeah, he said I got a touch of autism, piece of my puzzle is missing, while the attention deficit disorder tunnels my vision. But see, this world's an asylum and shit, we all in the system, and our sanity's the motherfucking cost of admission.
Okay, so this right here I wrote in bold all cap letters. But see, the world's an asylum and shit, we all in the system, and our sanity's the motherfucking cost of admission. Boy, when I tell you, boy, this lyric hits. I feel like this is our society, like our system. All of our systems are like designed for failure and not designed to lift us up, but to keep us down. All of our systems. And our sanity's the motherfucking cost of admission. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt that shit. Okay. And then I love this switch right here. You see that glitch in the algorithm? That's me. I'll play it in a second. But it's like, that's us neurospices. Okay. We're the glitch in the algorithm. And that's why people want to hang with us, because they see outside of the matrix, and they see that, they can glitch too, just a little bit. I like that word, glitch. Okay.
My puzzle is missing, while the attention deficit disorder tunnels my vision. But see, this world's an asylum and shit, we all in the system, and our sanity's the motherfucking cost of admission. You see that glitch in the algorithm? That's me. Don't fit in a crowd, I lift the boundary. Going sick, let it out and flip. They found me with a misfits round, so bitch, allow me to show them what I came to do. Shut the blinds.
Okay, I want to talk about this scene right here. So you see these people are making out. This girl is kind of shaking back and forth, trying to emotionally regulate herself.
Keep the noise down, 'cause it's about time to let them all into a madman's mind now.
And this friend right here is participating in substance abuse. So these are all ways that people try to deal with their mental health issues, right? You got to find something that makes you feel something, right? So let's see. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out.
Well, but hell, I feel fine. Go.
Oh, and also, not well, but hell, I feel fine. Come on, all of us do that. Oh, I'm fine, yeah.
Whoa, go, whoa, off script state. This whoa, got twisted. He whoa, top lip split. Explode, whoa, misfit, don't fit. Whoa, what makes a person? Neurodivergent. Whoa, sick for certain. Whoa, neurodivergent.
Okay, this guitar solo right here. This solo is fucking everything. I want you to listen, and I'm not going to say a word, and then I'm going to talk. It makes me smile every time he does that. Look at that smile. Get it. Get it. Get it. Okay, I gotta talk about that. That fucking slams, man. It's so good. And to me, what that really illustrates is the beauty of neurodivergent people and the talent that they possess. Because you look at that guy and you don't think that shit was fire, like fire. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And it also, like, his smile makes me smile. Like, he looks like a little shit eating grin. You know what I'm saying? Fucking love it.
Entirely. Whoa. Shrinks in psychiatry. Whoa. Don't mind my anxiety. Whoa. Or my non-sobriety. Whoa. Thoughts is lining up to lie to me. Whoa. Speak too much, they try to silence me. Whoa. Just a product of society.
Whoa. Yeah.
That's fine with me.
And when I hear that kill, it reminds me of what can happen. One of the reasons that I'm so aware of my mental health issues and I'm such a advocate for talking about it is because when you don't, these are the ways that we lose people, whether through, your own actions or through someone else's. And we're all precious, beautiful, wonderful, unique individuals who need to embrace exactly who we are. And God, I wish I had been comfortable enough with myself at their ages to be that vocal. And I have to say how proud I am of them for pushing through all of the things that they push through to create this beautiful thing for me to enjoy, for us to enjoy. So thank you for allowing me to get my hyperfixation out of my brain. Thank you for being here and talking or, being with me. Have you ever had a hyperfixation? Tell me about it in the comments and tell me how you get rid of it, because sometimes I really, really struggle to get rid of it. The people around me are so irritated by the time I'm able to move on. So until next time, always remember that you have the courage to be brave and the ability to heal. Have a great one. Peace.